Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Tooth and Tail casting session. This one is going to be FleurDeLys versus Nightslayer, the group stages of Tooth and Tail Championship, Season 1, 2023, or TNT Champions League, rather. We're going to get into this game, but first, if you want to help the channel grow, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Alright, thank you. Here we go, game number 1. Spawning in the northwest, kind of, is Nightslayer. Playing the KSR, a little bit AFK at the start there, and in the bottom right, FleurDeLys playing Bellified. Now, Nightslayer has been around for a long time, one of the friendliest players in our scene, you could say. Everyone loves the guy, he's super nice. FleurDeLys, been active for a really long time, really solid. Have this little Hollow Knight skin on for Bellified. So yeah, let's look at the decks here. Nightslayer, a very aggressive player in general. Gonna bring very meta, but Sherry Wolf on top, so Squall with Cam Falcon, adding in a Skunk, and then also going to go for the Wolf. So a lot of times with this kind of deck, you'd see a Boar instead, but Nightslayer more confident with the Wolf. Also, I mean, it's a good pick. Buffing up these tier 2 units is going to be super valuable. And Fleur, on the other hand, bringing a very off-meta deck. I mean, you really are not going to see something like this very often. A bit of a tier 2 beatdown style deck. Also 7-farm single from Fleur. It'll be squod. Someone said that they hated the word squod the other day, and I have to kind of agree. It is kind of a gross word, but that's what it's called. Squirrel Toad, and then Ferret Falcon, Cam Skunk. So when I say beatdown, what I mean by that is FleurDeLys doesn't really have a lot of the late game utility that Nightslayer does, right? With that Wolf tier 3. So by choosing to not bring a tier 3 in your deck slot, you're going to try to force the issue earlier, right? You're going to try to win this game in the mid game with those tier 2. If you let it get to the super late game where Nightslayer has Wolves and Falcons out, you're probably going to be in a lot more trouble. But FleurDeLys going to expand, Nightslayer probably going to follow suit. Very, like, rich map. A lot of bases kind of everywhere. Everyone's got a second and a third pretty easily. Nice campfire here for Melvin. Alright, so for FleurDeLys that is. What am I saying, Melvin? Nightslayer gonna drop cams into it as well. Get that tier 2 opening going. I just got done casting the finals for this Tooth and Tail Championship Series. It just happened live on the Tooth and Tail TV Twitch channel. Not just, it was earlier today, but boy was that really exciting. That should show up in the channel somewhat soon here. I was a caster during that, as well as Unprecedented Studios, and of course Delphius from Tooth and Tail TV. So if you're interested in a really fantastic series between really two good players, which I won't spoil, obviously, then you gotta make sure to go check that out. Alright, FleurDeLys dropping another tier 2. Both players gonna go double tier 2. Actually, Fleur gonna add in Ferrets as well. Ferrets is definitely an odd pick. Especially on this map, I wouldn't really expect it. The reason I think he's going to go Ferrets is because of this abusable terrain. If FleurDeLys puts his units here, these shells can start hitting the main base of Nightslayer, and this is actually not a way you can go through. So you have to walk all the way around this way, or all the way around this way, and so it's actually going to be really easy for FleurDeLys to poke down the main base of Nightslayer. From afar, that is. Looks like we're going to be seeing some nice chicken macro here. Both players are going to slowly get up to 16 farms while they both thread on tier 2 or whatever they need to do to stay safe. So different comps here in the tier 2 game. Falcons, Cams, and Ferrets for FleurDeLys. So the Ferrets obviously not going to be super great in this rate of fight. But Nightslayer going double Cam, Skunk, and now adding Falcons in on the end here. Definitely I'd say a stronger fighting composition, especially once those Falcons hit the board. The Skunks, although not going to provide the most value, I'd say. Only a couple tier 1 from FleurDeLys, so we'll see if those Skunks actually get the value that Nightslayer might be hoping for. And now here it comes. This is what I was talking about. This is kind of a brutal angle, honestly. Also, high ground abuse here for FleurDeLys. Getting 2 pigs already, and now just going to back out. Yeah, wow. And then look, the fight starts. He's just going to poke with the ferret shells. The ferret shells do a ton of damage, 14 damage I think. So if you get a little bit out of position, at a fast one, a warren goes down. Look, a ferret shell onto a skunk. Here comes the fight. Lots of cams going in. A lot of cams still alive for Nightslayer, but they're going down now. Falcons going down now for Nightslayer as well. Everything is dead for Nightslayer. almost an army trade here. The ferrets surviving, but the skunks going to clean up the rest of FleurDeLys' attack here. But still, good value from both sides here, especially FleurDeLys getting a pick on a Warren, getting 2 farm picks. Not the end of the world here, but still nice value, and probably will choose to make something else happen here. No, actually, wow. Gonna throw down 12 toads, sell those ferrets, and add skunks. Now, see, I even disagree more with FleurDeLys' pickup on the skunks. Nightslayer only at 3 squirrels. These skunks are gonna do almost nothing, unless Nightslayer chooses to add more stuff in. But Nightslayer actually looks like he wants to attack right now. Just waiting for a couple tier 2 to walk across the map. Actually gonna go home. I think they may have had a window here. It's possible. FleurDeLys on very low tier 1 numbers as well. This is such an interesting matchup. Like almost exclusively toads. Now, you have to wonder if Nightslayer actually has a DPS to deal with so many toads. He needs to kill those before they get on top of his cams, because those are gonna absolutely destroy his cams. That's probably what he needs to be most worried for right now, actually. Alright, so both players making it up to 16 farms. And still just kind of in this tier 2 chicken game. And when you're in this tier 2 game where no tier 3s and no later movement is happening, I would definitely favor the deck of FleurDeLys. Just a little bit more variation in terms of the tier 2 picks. Of course, they actually do have kind of the same tier 2 right now, just a little different numbers. FleurDeLys not using the ferrets, so I guess it's probably about the same. Yeah, it's a very even game right now. Both players at the same farm count, even though Nightslayer lost a couple. I wonder if Nightslayer will move into this third base. I don't think it'd be a bad call. Kind of force Fleur to make to kind of press the issue a little bit. Alright, I think the fight is going to start here. I think Fleur wants to move in here. Nightslayer has a ton of moles ready. I think he wants to counter those toads with the moles. Oh, the cam's getting caught out ahead. Yes, and look, so many toads. Oh my goodness, they blow up on everything, but not really connections you wanted. I mean, they were good connections, but they weren't great connections. But FleurDeLys looks like he's going to win this fight. That's still a nice Falcon count, but I think the resupply should send Fleur home. Probably wants to save all the rest of this tier 2. Wow, what a fight. Oh my goodness, this skunk's so low. Oh, it's gonna die! Oh, no. But Fleur turning around and fighting again. Did lose a Falcon as well. I don't know if that was really the right choice. Lost a skunk and a Falcon for turning around right there, but looks like they want to press the issue here. Trying to get the micro going, cam going in, but I think this is such a weird back and forth, turn around, go in again. Toads now moving in on top, but kiting those tier 1 back. Nightslayer keeping his tier 1 alive and actually looking really good for Nightslayer at this point. Oh, but oh my goodness, those toad connections were brutal. Gonna lose most of the rest of his tier 1 and not able to kill a Falcon anymore. Wow, okay. So Nightslayer losing a couple farms there. Probably wants to rebuy one of these so they don't get too far behind in the long run here. This is so interesting. Yeah, look at this loss. So it actually turned out better for Fleur, and then Fleur lost more of the second fight, and now it looks like Nightslayer's bouncing back a little bit better. Fleur is up on farms though, so I'd like to see Nightslayer. He really needs to do something. He needs to rebuy farms, or he needs to make a new base, or obviously like he's doing now, kind of pushing in from an off angle here. And FleurDeLys not ready for this at all. Pre-gas going in on top of the mill, and now she's going to get farms here pretty much for free. A lot of pre-gas down, but okay, just going to go home. Getting 2 farms. Losing a couple squirrels on the retreat here. Fleur trying to get a reveal on these cams, perhaps. Trying to back Nightslayer into a corner here. Try to punish this attack a little bit, but here comes the fight. Now taking it in his base. Really, really good cam tanking there for FleurDeLys. Now fighting behind his base is Nightslayer, though. And here comes, oh my goodness, this Falcon's so low from Fleur. But just surviving, so such a low HP. Now they finally go down, and nothing left to kill this Falcon. This Falcon on 1 HP, nothing left to kill it. Keeping all of his tier 2 alive on such low HP, this is massive. If Nightslayer can get out with this, loses the skunk. Oh my goodness, everything of Nightslayer is just so low. What is this fight? This is crazy. Both players now down to 3 final farms. This is so scrappy. Oh, trying to get a couple hits, but no, just gonna go home. Both players have such a low tier 2. This is crazy. Fleur gonna try to rebuy a 3rd farm here. Now it just starts building. Nightslayer down to 2 farms. Everything just starting to fallow out now. I really think Nightslayer should rebuy this farm here. It's almost completely new. Of course, not much money anymore in the bank. Nightslayer Trying to get those tier 1 back out on the field, but nice. FleurDeLys still with a lot of tier 2. And this is looking better and better for Fleur. The tech advantage so far in his favor. 3 Falcons, 3 Cams, 2 Skunks. That's a lot. Against tier 1, you know, a couple Cams, a couple Falcons. Sorry, a couple Skunks, that is. I don't know if Nightslayer really has the DPS necessary to kill all of these Cams, deal with the Falcons after the fight. Yeah, here come the Cams on top of everything. They are going to go down slowly, though, and when these Cams survive for so long, the value they get is just immense. It's crazy. Nice Falcon surviving a long time for Nightslayer, but yeah, this is just too much. I don't think Nightslayer he doesn't have the DPS, the air shots to get rid of these Falcons anymore. Skunks on top of the wards, and he's starving out. I think this is it. I think FleurDeLys is just comfortable to keep him starving, and this is going to be the tap from Nightslayer, I think. There it is. GG's. Fleur taking a really well played game 1. That was so close, though. Wow. Alright, let's get into game number 2 here. FleurDeLys up 1-0 so far. In the bottom is Nightslayer. And the right side of the map is FleurDeLys coming off game number 1. Keeping the same deck from Fleur. But Nightslayer actually going to change it up a little bit. Dropping the mole in favor of lizards. This is an okay lizard map. It's not great. There's a lot of water. Now Nightslayer has a pretty defendable first mill here. Unless Fleur wants to get some high ground vision, ferret stuff going on, it's possible if he wants to fight from this water. Pretty risky though. We'll see if that happens. Probably not. And honestly, I was really surprised, but the Toad from Fleur last game actually kind of shined through against high cam numbers like Nightslayer had. I mean, even just a couple Toad hits can do a lot in terms of value, right? 1 Toad hit on top of 4 cams is going to get more value than 1 Squirrel ever could, right? Oh, here comes the 5 farm double from Nightslayer. And Fleur not scouting it, actually taking his time to scout the map. Wait, did he see it? No, he didn't see it. He's gonna play a safe. Oh, he's gonna play an 8 farm single. Or 7 farm single, maybe. Oh, but Nightslayer gonna move out now. Now Fleur sees it. Is it too late though? Probably needs to sell this corner farm. A Squirrel almost here, but gonna force to sell for sure. And yeah, gonna go home from Nightslayer. 1 Squirrel is out. So actually really well played on the 7 farm safety from FleurDeLys. Probably expected this aggression from Nightslayer. Nightslayer able to really just aggress this single farm and keep it sold. So a little bit of tempo value there from Nightslayer. Of course, did delay his own farms for that rush. So probably even a little bit in the favor of FleurDeLys here, you can see. Got up to those 8 farms a little faster. Now looking for a bit of harassment from Nightslayer, but the army is super well positioned here from Fleur. I don't think he's going to get anything. Yeah, just force to go home. This is not really a map where lizard run-bys are going to work very well. I mean, just put the army here, right? Nothing can get taken. Now, second mill bot from Fleur. I wonder what we'll see from Nightslayer. Dropping cams and a little bit of a Squirrel as well. So looking to maybe take this into a bit of a tier 2 fighting bruiser style game, whereas Fleur's trying to expand this one. No, Nightslayer going to drop an expansion as well, so just going to tech up a little bit here. Fleur will probably drop his own tier 2. Yep, going to be the Skunks this time instead of the Cams. And Nightslayer actually going to sell off his Squirrels in favor of a couple more Falcons, so I like this. Oh, Fleur actually changing his mind. He's going to go Cams instead. Not a bad choice, yeah. Cam Falcon from Nightslayer will do well against a single Cam. Falcons are just super good against Cams. I mean, as long as you can keep them alive for a long time. It really depends, I guess. If you have no tank for the Falcons, obviously Cams are going to win, but Cam Falcon versus pure Cam is going to usually have a better time. FleurDeLys looking for another tier 2 as well. Yeah, dropping double Cam, okay. If Nightslayer just has a good amount of tier 1, like, you know, more lizards, I think the Falcons are going to do a lot of value here. Fleur dropping Falcons of his own, though. And Nightslayer going pretty greedy here. Going up to 4 farms, a lot of tier 2, supply blocking pretty much everything he has to do this. Staying ahead of Fleur right now in the economy game, but probably needs to get another tier 2 out here if they want to stay in this game. Yep, gonna drop Skunks, okay. Yeah, I don't mind Skunks, but the thing is, in a heavy tier 2 game like this, I don't know if Skunks are a better choice than Cams. It really depends. They can turn out to be better, but if everyone's going, you know, 4 Cams, a couple Falcons, I don't know if Skunks are really going to get the value against 6 Squirrels that you might want them to. Now Fleur gonna drop ferrets. I actually like ferrets here against heavy ground tier 2 from Nightslayer like cams and skunks. Just random ferret shells can definitely have the possibility of hitting tier 2, and that's just a ton of value. They actually have more value in a fight than people give them credit for. The longer the fight goes, that's the more value they're gonna get. Short fights, they're really gonna do almost nothing, but in long fights, they can actually get nice picks. Fleur a little bit indecisive here, choosing tier 2 or tier 1, he doesn't really know. But Nightslayer dropping a very sneaky wolf up in the back corner here. That's going to be really difficult to scout, but Fleur needs to scout this. If he knows what's going on, he needs to scout this. Also dropping a third, so he might just assume that Nightslayer's going third and might match his third as well. You see, these ferrets have the potential to go really aggressive here, and he's dropping a ton of tier 1. It looks like Fleur wants to move out. And when this wolf, let me check if he knows about the wolf. No, this wolf has been placed down, and this is a really good time to attack. Just kind of off the back of not a lot of knowledge, though. It's kind of interesting. And getting the ferrets down onto the mill here. Trying to get this defensive attack here. Selling off the tier 2 warren, or was that tier 1 warren maybe? Now the cam's on top of everything. All the cam's dead, though. And this looks like, oh my goodness, this is such a scrappy fight. Getting down to, and this must just be an army trade here. But these ferrets, once the armies have been traded out, these ferrets are what is going to be the difference maker on top of the new base now. And this might be the new base gone if Fleur can focus their fire a little bit here. Dealing good damage on these tier 2. And yes, they are going to focus fire. Can Nightslayer kill? No, the mill goes down. That is so brutal and just taps out right there. Yeah, losing that mill is too much damage right there. Wow. Alright. Nightslayer going down 0-2 right now, needs to bring this back if he wants to keep in the series. So spawning up here in the left side is Nightslayer on match point of losing, that is. And here's FleurDeLys in the bottom on match point of winning. That was a clunky way to say that. Oh wow, very short rush distance on this map. Close spaces and road all the way between them, so we might see seeing a really aggressive game here from both players. And I'd like to see Nightslayer use, I mean, this is such an aggressive deck, I think I'd like to see him use his deck a little bit more aggressively than trying to sit back and go up to these tier 2 timings. Because Fleur seems to have a really good concept of the tier 2 timings he wants to hit. He's just doing them so effectively. I wonder if we'll see pre-8 farm shenanigans from Nightslayer. It does love doing that. It looks like it's going to be a mole rush maybe? Floating a little bit of food right now, faking the move out. Fleur not falling for it though. Yeah, absolutely, totally unfazed by that. So a little bit of an early game victory here for Nightslayer, but actually Fleur gonna go 7 farm single. Just play safe. Hey guys, don't shun yourself on 7 farm single. Right, this is what saved Fleur last game against that 5 farm double. Right, he blindly went 7 farm single, and this saved him from totally outright losing against that 5 farm single, 5 farm double that is. Now, a bit of a mole rush here coming out from Nightslayer. Oh, Fleur not ready for it, though. One hit, loses half that HP on, so getting 27 food back for that. Wow. A nice pick up there from Nightslayer. Oh, and going for an early Skunk Warren. Okay. Nightslayer gonna go pure tier 1 and expand. So sees the tier 2, might go back and match the tier 2. Yeah, no, gonna go tier 1. Maybe he expects the cams, but against Skunk, this could be tough for Nightslayer if he goes pure Squirrel into Skunks. Fleur dropping in some Toads. I don't know, I think this might be a little early for Toads. Like, right, imagine if Nightslayer pushed like right now with some moles, this could be pretty bad. I don't think the moles or the Toads are really going to be what you want. Yeah, I'm going to switch those out for Squirrels. And I think Fleur taking a nice early game advantage here, but needs to make some damage happen or try to expand because Nightslayer has that second base, which I'm sure he's seen, right? He must have seen it. I think he's seen it. Well, maybe not, actually. It's hard to tell in this game. No, I don't think he's seen it. Maybe he has. It's really difficult to tell. I think he has seen it. Not sure he's seen this farm or not. But it looks like he's gonna push out with these with these skunks. He's attacking at the high grounds. But he's attacking it into pure tier 1 with a couple moles on top. The moles are going to do well against Skunk. Oh yeah, I think... Oh, Nightslayer, okay. No, this is not the engagement you want if you're Nightslayer. Back up a little bit, reset this engage. But just right-clicking into Skunks like this, only 2 Skunks with so many tier 1 like this, Nightslayer could be okay in this fight. And just taking a really nice economic advantage now. Fleur adding in some ferrets and going to grab the second mill here. Nightslayer been ahead on farms for some time now. Sees the expansion, sees the other tier 2. Nightslayer getting a tier 2 of his own, gonna get the skunks in. And looks like gonna grab cams as well. Okay, nice, I like this. Now, on top of the second mill here, really kind of a weird rally out. Trying to make some pre-gas happen. Actually, really good pre-gas here. Really making the army of Nightslayer struggle. But if he wants to engage on this mill... Oh, he is going to engage this mill. Nightslayer's just going to sack the mill and go around. Try to collapse on the army from both sides here. The mole's coming in, running through a lot of gas, though. I don't know if this is really the engagement Nightslayer was hoping for. Gonna kill one skunk. Gonna kill two skunks. Okay, it was maybe okay for Nightslayer. Yeah, he won the fight a little bit, but losing the mill is really not the greatest thing there. Probably okay, though. Gonna rebuy it. Yeah, and now Fleur gonna grab this first farm on his new mill. I don't think this game is gonna go too far into the second mills, though. Both players want to be aggressive, and they are doing just that. Fleur moving back in with these ferrets, back in with these skunks, looking for a bit of high ground abuse here, but just doesn't have quite the range. Pretty close, but not. Maybe in this pig walks in the corner it could hit. It's very close. Oh, but a bit of a move out here from Nightslayer. Maybe he can catch the army of Fleur out of position. No, actually gonna get some picks, one pick off there. Kill him well with a couple ferret shots. Nightslayer gonna throw down 3 farms really early. I don't know if these are the best farm placements. I think I'd prefer them in the back, but okay. It's probably okay. I think wants them closer to his main base, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. But now up a little bit in terms of farms here on to Fleur. And 7 to 5 farms is quite a big difference, right? When you're in these lower number of farms games, especially when these ones start to fallow out more. 5 versus 7 is a bigger difference than, like, for example, 15 versus 16. Fleur gonna grab some more farms here. Has those falcons in, so does Nightslayer. Almost identical, actually, timing on these falcons coming out. Now, the only difference really right now is the toads versus the moles, and the question is, which one do you prefer? I think it depends really on the connections, as always with moles, or with toads that is. But if you can get the connections on to the moles, if you're Nightslayer, you could be in a really good spot. Now, here comes the fight, kind of posturing from both players. Moving in, those toads, now moving across the map. The toads only detonating on top of one cam, though. Not really getting the connections versus the number they had. But maybe enough, though. Let's see. This falcon surviving on 2 HP. No, does get killed, and now it's just ferrets left. This ferret will probably go down. 1 HP left. Oh, Nightslayer doesn't choose to chase it, though. Probably could have gotten that so close to killing that ferret. And Nightslayer on 6 farms versus 3. Fleur really falling behind here in this farm timing. 5 to 4. Okay, it's getting a little more even now. 4 to 4. Okay, we're alright. Well, this is gonna farm out really soon, so she's gonna be 4 to 3 any minute now. Yeah, so I would say, yeah, Nightslayer has the income advantage pretty much the entire game. So you'd think that would pretty much this should give him the edge. But in terms of tech and tempo, Fleur looking really good right now. It's taking some nice fights despite the economic disadvantage. Nightslayer continues to fight in this choke where I think he's getting a lot of damage against him on that pre-gas. Now running through, nice toad connections, killing a lot of tier 1, but I don't think FleurDeLys has enough here. Just doesn't have enough tier 1 to kill anything, and this skunk gonna go down, and the ferret's left alone. Just not good in the fight. The ferret's not really providing the value that Fleur needs. I think Fleur needs to sell these ferrets. No, selling other tier 2. Keep leaving the ferrets in his deck. These ferrets really need to go right now. They are not a good fighting unit, and they are not going to provide any use when Fleur decides to move out. Now, Nightslayer quite a bit ahead, I think. Yeah, this difference in army value is quite sizable. Oh, I think he just sold the ferrets. Yeah, he just sold the ferrets. And Nightslayer might scout this and go, okay, now's my time to move in. 12 squirrels and a couple skunks on the way, but I don't think they're going to be here in time. Nightslayer going to move in, and with these falcons, with these cams, this is going to be pretty brutal. I don't know if Fleur has even the possibility of holding this. Here comes the pre-gas. Here comes the fight. Skunk going down for Nightslayer, but the falcons are on top of everything. Trying to get some posturing. I don't think this is the most efficient fight, but I think it's just enough here. Yeah, Skunk's going down, everything going down from FleurDeLys, and I think this has to be game. Nightslayer going to take this one, I believe. Yeah, now gonna focus the new meal. There's the tap out. GG's. Nightslayer hitting back a little bit. Now remember, score here. We'll get into game 4 now. Score does matter in this matchup. The way this is gonna be graded. Here we go. Nightslayer in the bottom, and in the very top is FleurDeLys playing Bellified. So what I was saying is that the score for this tournament is going to be Swiss style bracket seeding. So it's going to be a bit of a round robin right now. This is the group stages. If you win a game, you'll get a +1 for game score. And then if you win a game like 3-0, for example, you get +3 for your match score. Or maybe I switched that up, but you know what I mean, right? You have the individual ones. So if you win a game but lose a series, that still is good. It can help you win tiebreaks. So definitely winning games, even if you end up losing the series, is important in this round robin, because the top 8 will be moving on to the quarterfinals, and then they will battle out from there. We haven't seen anyone really switch up their decks this entire series. Nightslayer dropped lizards for, he added lizards for one game, but now back to moles. I think the moles have been doing quite well for Nightslayer, especially if Fleur goes heavy on the cams. They can do really well there. Looking for a bit of a mole rush here. This is not really the timing you want. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, this is a good timing on moles. Should be able to cancel this farm. Should just be one farm for one mole canceled. There it is. Just gonna cancel that. And Fleur actually gonna sell down this tier 1. Gonna grab skunks instead. And same thing for Nightslayer. Mirror matchup right now. And I might skip forward a little bit here while we wait for this game to move forward a little bit. I foresee a lot of movement here. We see another tier 2 drop for Fleur. Same thing for Nightslayer. Yeah, it's just going to be the mirror image for a while here. I kind of foresee this is how it's going to go for a couple, maybe a minute or so here. Oh wow, pure tier 2 from FleurDeLys dropping the Falcons, and this is super greedy. Nightslayer doing the same thing. What is this matchup? Oh my goodness. It's literally just a mirror. Alright, we'll move forward a little bit in this matchup here. Both players just going to wait for those fighting comps to come up. I don't think we'll be seeing any pushing anytime soon. Wow, this is just pure tier 2 like this is. It's definitely a way of play. Oh my god, Fleur. What are you doing? Adding ferrets in, so there's that diversity of Fleur's deck coming out. Let's see what Nightslayer decides to do. Adding more Falcons, and I actually kind of prefer the Falcons. I mean, I don't know if the ferrets are really going to... Oh my god. Okay, wow. Adding more cams in. Super greedy here from Nightslayer. Up to 5 tier 2 and not a single tier 1. And Fleur gonna try to match it, I think. Yeah, wow. So double cam, double falcon, and ferret from FleurDeLys. Double cam, double falcon, and interesting. And skunk here. Okay, looks like we're moving out here a little bit for FleurDeLys. Ooh, these ferret shells could be good in this choke. If they hit any tier 2, that's a ton of value. Yeah, getting a little bit of pokey, but moving through this funnel. Do not want to be in there, especially against skunks. Now the thing is, skunks are really not going to provide almost any value in this fight. Here comes the fight, though. Not a lot of Nightslayer's army is actually here, but these ferrets just do nothing in this fight. They're absolutely useless. Gonna get picked off on their own home. FleurDeLys is really in a tough spot now because not a lot of Nightslayer's stuff died. Nightslayer can try to push the pressure here if he wants to, but no, I think he needs to push in now. This is a really good opportunity for him. FleurDeLys way behind in army value. Yeah, this is the moment to move in. You killed so much stuff for almost free. But okay, gonna expand instead. As a famous RTS player once said, when you are ahead, get more ahead. So that's gonna be Nightslayer trying to follow that advice a little bit, I think, here. Instead of risking the game by pushing in, just gonna play it safe and get economy instead. That's a very safe way to play the game. Grabbing moles, and probably gonna grab a farm or two here. No, going to go for more moles. Okay. Both players down to 4 farms now, and at this point, when in such heavy tier 2 games, off one base, any tier 2 lost is money that you are not gonna, you're gonna have like a lot of trouble getting back, right? It's gonna be very difficult to actually resupply in this game any really meaningful amount of tier 2. Okay, Nightslayer does. Okay, it's actually somewhat more equal now. You see, Nightslayer really should have had a bit of an opportunity to move in there. Did not take it, but did get value from it. So now a couple ferrets going down. Nightslayer trying to posture before this fight. Moving in, toads going in. Nice connections, but so many falcons from Nightslayer. Do not get affected by those toads, and that is the wipe. FleurDeLys going down, bringing us to a game number 5 is Nightslayer. GG's. Here we go. Actually, this is a really, really good series. Here we go. Game number 5. Spawning in the northeast that is Nightslayer. Trying to bring us to a reverse sweep here into the bottom of FleurDeLys. Bringing Bellified. Same decks from both players, but definitely better maps for some. FleurDeLys has a really nice tight 3 here. Impossible to get any like attacks really on this base. Is such a nice base. Wow. I guess with this base, so now that I look at it, there's no way around it. So it's almost impossible for FleurDeLys to contest anything outside of his 4 mills, right? So Nightslayer has this mill, this mill, this mill, this mill. So he actually technically, and also this campfire down here, technically has more mills. So actually, I think I might give the advantage on second glance to Nightslayer, because if you look at these 3 mills are almost all pocket mills. Ooh, bit of a sneaky mole here from Nightslayer, but seen by Fleur. Did scout this mole in time. I wonder if this mole will make it. It's quite a long distance to run. I wonder if Fleur will even sell it. No, oh, he does sell it. Losing a little one swing. Yeah, but okay, Nightslayer also loses the mole though, so it's probably about 20 food. Now, Nightslayer actually has the potential to re-rush here. Both these farms fresh, and I think Nightslayer can do the re-rush here if he chooses to do so. Can force a double sell. No, doesn't want to do it though. Definitely could do it, but doesn't want to, I guess. Maybe doesn't realize. Nightslayer gonna drop Cam Warren in the back here. This is curious to me. It feels almost like Nightslayer is a little too committed to the thing he wants to do. You know, he's like, he comes in this game, okay, I'm gonna play tier 2 beatdown, fine. I feel like Nightslayer would be better trying to get this game long. You know, get a mill back here or something, farm up, farming style, and then just get this game to where you have a wolf and your opponent doesn't, because we haven't seen a single wolf out of Nightslayer, but it's really a unit that he should be trying to utilize more. He's gonna cancel this. He really should sell this. No, okay, he's actually gonna deny this mill, I think, unless Fleur's squirrel does get here in time. The mole on top of the thing. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Gonna focus the Warren. So that is gonna be the mill going down. Okay, 60 food for about, let's see, 45. Maybe lost 30 or so food, my guess. So nice pickup there for Nightslayer. 30 food or so for 60 food on the mill. I think FleurDeLys was probably just better selling off the mill there and forcing Nightslayer to go home. And here it is. Nightslayer gonna buy this mill. I think this is actually the right decision for sure. Just try to get the game later. No, gonna drop triple tier 2. Wow. I mean, this is just, I mean, it's good, but I think getting to a 16 farm, you know, 25, 24 farm game, that kind of thing is actually just going to be a stronger late game play here for Nightslayer into getting at that comp he wants. It almost seems like he wants to play pure tier 2 and just has the wolf in there, and it just doesn't even really want to use it. Like, only in those niche scenarios where you go super late game. No, don't do it, Nightslayer. What are you doing? Oh, I thought he was going to buy more tier 2. I was like, what? No way. Has these cams positioned around, perhaps looking for a bit of snipe value. Fleur has defensive cams as well, is ready for this. Oh no! Gonna move these cams in, but the cams are positioned and ready! Gonna lose one! Oh my goodness, nice pickup there for FleurDeLys. And Fleur moving out, smells that blood in the water. No, gonna go home. Yeah, I think this is fine. Picking up that cam is just really nice value there from Fleur. Just gonna be happy with that, I think. And look, I think we're gonna see both players just go up to 15, 16 farms here. No problem. That's probably the way this game is shaping up to be. I mean, both basically on identical comps at this point, so. Yeah, I mean, if this does go super late game, Nightslayer for sure with the advantage, has that wolf. Oh, looking for some Falcon abuse here, but Fleur definitely sees that. Nightslayer needs to be, yeah, pull that back, okay. Yeah, so I don't think I mentioned this, but if Nightslayer positions his Falcons here or so, and then decides to rally across the map, they'll fly over all of this terrain and could attack the mill if FleurDeLys is not ready, but sees it and is positioned for it. Good thing to be wary of. Nightslayer dropping the Wolf Warren. So yeah, gonna get that in the game now. I like this. I think this is a good choice and gonna add more tier 2. This is what you want if you're the Wolf player, right? You want to have pure tier 2, maybe. And the Wolf, I mean, a lot of Falcons mostly. Falcon and Cam. And again, Nightslayer, again, adding Skunks, and I have to question this decision. I think more Cams would be better, especially when combined with the Wolf. I mean, against so much tier 2 from FleurDeLys, I don't know if they're going to get the most value. I mean, as I say that, he drops like 3 more tier 1 warrants, so maybe it's okay. Double ferret out of Fleur. I love this double ferret. This is really good because against the ground tier 1 of Nightslayer, I mean right now it's only cams, but still that could get a lot of damage onto tier 1. Maybe even snipe wolf if you're not being careful. I mean, if you're just not being careful, those ferret shells really have the potential to do a lot of damage. So Fleur actually ended up seeing this tier 3 finally. Sees the 3rd base down here. And I wonder if Nightslayer, it looks like they always want to move out once this tier 3 hits. But I think they should focus more on farming up this other base. FleurDeLys getting this forward mill. Looking like they want to move out a little bit here. This wolf should be here in time though. The wolf now on the board. Now there it is. It has to walk over though. It's not quite here yet. Nightslayer waiting for this wolf to come up and buff his units up. But he's going in before the buff actually is applied. He still needs to wait until this buff is applied on his units. And now he goes in. The buff on top of the Falcons. Kiting with them. He's able to do that because of the wolf buff. Just kind of dancing around. These ferrets though on this dance are going to get the advantage. This mill is going to go down now. And now here comes the fight. Nightslayer trying to dance with this. But no, he's actually looking really bad in this fight. These Falcons all going down from Nightslayer. And a lot of Falcons still alive here from FleurDeLys. And now ferrets on top of the tier 2 warrens. The skunk warren goes down. But here comes the swing of the fight. Here's when the wolf is so important. And it looks like Nightslayer has this fight. And this might just be it. This return attack is going to be so brutal. Wolf buff cams on top of the tier 1, chasing everything home. Gonna kill this mill, and now the Falcons are resupplying. This is when that wolf is so important. Now is when you need to attack Nightslayer. No, going home! He has such a huge advantage right now. Again, a huge advantage, but just not forcing the issue. FleurDeLys slowly resupplying these Falcons. I suppose Nightslayer is also doing that, but man, I think that was a really good opportunity. And rebuying this mill, I'm not sure I love this decision. Maybe just bait for the ferrets, perhaps. And gonna get some more farms in the back line. That's really what you want if you are Nightslayer. These farms, you have them totally safely, so just going up on massive greed here could be the way to go. Of course, super risky against attack comp like Fleur's. Fleur also gonna get more farms. Nightslayer does, he just has more bases. I mean, that's all I can really say. Just has more bases, so probably should just try to greed harder. I think. I wonder if Nightlayer's even seen this campfire down here. Has seen the campfire, so. Maybe could be a pickup. Not super important right now, though. Looks like Nightslayer might be gearing up for an attack here, throwing down some tier 1. But Fleur also gearing up for an attack, moving out with all this stuff, and I don't think he has enough right now. Actually, almost even on stuff, except for a wolf on one side versus the other. Yeah, I don't know if this is the most well thought out attack here from Fleur. Wants to move in, but I don't know if he has enough. I mean, this is a lot of stuff here from Nightslayer, almost even. Now trying to get the poke out, just poking on this mill. And here comes the fight, trying to bait him with these hams. And the Falcons on top of everything. They do so much damage so quickly. But these Falcons all surviving, actually, from FleurDeLys. The cams, the wolf goes down. Oh my goodness, Fleur taking a fantastic fight. Trying to save these Falcons on the way out. Getting that boar is absolutely massive. This one squirrel surviving because he's just holding down rally. Trying to kill this Falcon. I think the Falcon will go down. It's at 2 HP right now. Oh, it's going to get out. Wow, just barely. Is Nightslayer going to try to push the issue, but does not really have the advantage he had that last time. At this point in the game, when he had this pretty large, sizable canyon here, he had a really good opportunity. Actually, looking at the armor graph, it looked like an even trade, almost. So maybe it's okay. Once you get this wolf back, though, selling the wolf, no. Okay, well... man. I don't know. The wolf really could have been valuable. We'll see. FleurDeLys wants to move in yet again. Drop the ferrets. And Nightslayer only got a couple Falcons. Now the 6 Falcons are out. FleurDeLys not at his base right now. Has no burrow point over here, by the way. So he now is with the army. Fleur just has less Falcons, right? He has more cams, which is good. But once the Falcons all die out, that's going to be really tough. Here we go. Engaging first again is Nightslayer. So many Falcons for him. And it looks like these Falcons are going to be king here again. Really good focus firing onto Fleur's Falcons. And everything gone for FleurDeLys. And this is just game. That's so much damage. Oh my goodness. Fantastic, massive win for Nightslayer there. Has a bit of an eco disadvantage here. Just by a little bit. but very similar. And again, not going to choose to move out. This is such an interesting decision here from Nightslayer. Just choosing to get a little bit more money here, choosing to keep farming up. I really think Nightslayer should commit one way or the other. You know, sitting back like this only works if you're ahead on farms, and right now he's only just now starting to get ahead on farms. He could do both so effectively. He could get more farms way earlier, and then he would have had a much better spot. But gonna try to move out now. I think he still might have this. Has quite a big army advantage here. I mean, you can see that's quite a large army advantage. Gonna get this tanking mill. 8 HP tanking, huge value, guys. Here comes the fight. So many Falcons from Nightslayer, killing all the Falcons from FleurDeLys, and that's gotta be GG. Everything gone from FleurDeLys, and that is gonna be Nightslayer with the reverse sweep in this series. Wow. GG's, what a series. Oh my goodness. I think a bit of an upset almost there. I would have almost expected Fleur to win that. So wow, GG's to all the players there. Thank you guys for watching, tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and look out for more of these in the future. Thanks. Bye.